Hello. This first video is going to focus on addition and subtraction strategies. The top part here should be, I apologize, I don't know why, I just noticed I did not write addition strategies for this part. Did not mean to do that. And then the bottom part is subtraction strategies. The goal is to make sure you're comfortable with at least, other than the algorithm, you're comfortable with at least one other, if not two others, just to get a sense how numbers work. So we're going to look at the top one first. We think about breaking each number into its place value, adding up in chunks or compensation. So if you had 532, we were adding that to 400 and let's say 69, okay? Place value is just that, so 11, so 2 times 9 is 11, 6 10 times 3 tens is 90, 400 times 500 is 900. So if we add those all together, we're left with 1001. 900 plus 90 is 990, plus 10 is 1000, plus 1 is 1001. So that would be using breaking each number into its place value. Now, adding up in chunks would just be that. Imagine starting with 532. I go, okay, well, if I add 9 to that, that gets me to 541. If I add 60 to that, that gets me to 601. If I add 400 to that, that gets me to 1001. Now, that's not the only way to add up in chunks. There's multiple ways. But the idea of adding up is just that. It's saying, okay, you take the number. I usually like to start with the larger number. Start with the larger number and just start working up with the number based on the numbers you have in the other number to add to it. Okay. Compensation. How compensation works is you're going to take from one number to add to another, or add to one number to take from another, whichever way. So if I use compensation here, what if I said, you know what, I think it's friendlier to make this 530. So I'm going to subtract 2 from 532 to make it. If I subtract 2, I'm going to add 2 to make this 471. So in compensation, I'm adding 530 to 471 to get my 1001. So those are really three strategies you can consider when you think about addition strategies, whether you want to do breaking up each number into its place value, whether you want to do adding up in chunks, or whether you do compensation. Now, when we think about subtraction strategies, let's look at that. So let's consider with subtraction strategy, let's consider adding up. So with adding up, you're actually going to start with your number you're taking away from minuend. So in other words, if I started at 267, I was on a number line, right? I said, okay, I'm going to go up to 532. Well, 267, if I added 33 to that, that would give me to 300. If I added 232 to that, that would give me to 532. So 33 plus 232 gives us a total of 265. So that's how we could use the adding up strategy. Again, it doesn't have to be a big, you could do smaller chunks, larger chunks, whatever works for you. Now, if we use place value negative numbers, place value negative numbers is saying that we have 500 plus 30 plus 2. We have 200 plus 60 plus 7. And again, we're subtracting. So 2, if I lose 7 from 2, I'm at a debt of 5. If I lose 60 from 30, I'm at a debt of 30. 500 minus 200 is 300. So I'm left with 300 minus 30, which is 270, minus 5, which is 265. Again, same answer, but that's place value negative numbers. Now, if we want to use keeping a constant difference is thinking about where the number adjusts on a number line. So with keeping a constant difference, let's do this. So let's look at 532 and 267. Again, say to yourself, what's a friendly number that we want to work with? Well, gosh, 267 is 33 away from 300. So if we keep a constant difference, we're going to add 33. So that gives us 665. If we subtract those two, we're left with, I hope if I could add, sorry about that. Should maybe have it if we make this 565, sorry. 532 plus 33 is 565, not 6. I don't know where we got 6 from. So if we subtract, we're left with 265. And again, our constant difference was, oh, well, we wanted to make this into 300. We thought that was a friendly number. That's how keeping a constant difference works so well. Probably the best way to use keeping a constant difference and the friendliest way to use it is actually in a situation like this. Let's say we were subtracting 5,000 from 3,457. Well, so what happens? What if we subtract 1 from both numbers? Well, 5,000 then becomes 4,999. 3,457 becomes 3,456. Then we think that there's no borrowing. 9 minus 6, 90 minus 50, 900 minus 400, 4,000 minus, so you're left with 1,543. Again, that's where keeping a constant difference is a really friendly strategy, is when you have numbers like that where you only move it a little bit to make the numbers friendly to work with. But hopefully this video gives you a reminder. Again, feel free to send an email. Happy to answer any questions you have, and enjoy.